Welcome back to IIP. On this video we're going to actually discuss start again. Welcome back to IIP. In this section we're going to create a client portfolio. We're going to do this by entering through the Fund Research tab. I've already signed in, as you can see at the top, and we just click on Fund Research here. This will just refresh and open up the research page. Okay, so as I'm already signed in and you as an advisor, once you've actually registered your clients and they're actually visible on the system, we're just going to go into this area here, which is what the holding is. So it can be either client or watch list. For this we're going to choose client, as we're going to take this all the way through to placing a dealing instruction as well. So these are my test clients, and I'm going to choose that one there. And then the type of account, it's Cure SIP Savings General and Other, but for this I'm just going to choose, let's say, simply General. I can go off panel, which will open up the manual dealing instruction that we have available, and I've already created a video showing that. But for this purpose we're going to stay on panel and actually choose from the selection of funds available on the system. There's mutual funds, stocks, ETFs, structured notes, which have to be onboarded onto the system for you, and model portfolios, but those model portfolios will be created by your particular company. So these are the areas we're really going to be working in, and just as an example, and to go through that. So as we're in mutual funds, let's kick off there. We have on the system over 120,000 investments available, so there's plenty to choose from. You probably have personal favourites, but I'm just going to actually do a demonstration which shows you the speed of the system. So I'm just going to go through the fund houses until I come to, as an example, Franklin Templeton just here. So if I just choose this one here and do search, and that brings up a list available, and we have over 10 pages, so over 1,000 that have been instantly brought down to you to actually look at. Could be the same fund, different share classes, and again you can go into here by looking at the fact sheet as well. So everything is live fed in from Morningstar. You will notice on the left hand side that each of the funds that are available on the system have a risk rating. If they don't have a risk rating, then they're not available. We apply SRRI ratings, or 3-year standard deviations. If one of those two isn't available for the particular fund, then they're not on the system, but they can be manually loaded onto the system at a request by your company itself. So what we're going to do here is just scroll down, and we're going to choose randomly just a number of them, just as an example, and we'll pick out some different risk ratings just for a bit of fun as well. And I'm going to choose one there, and if I choose one, say here at 7, risk ratings are from 1 to 7, so there. And that'll do. So that's the mutual funds. We could go into more mutual funds, but I'm just going to submit that. So if I submit that, that'll load into the portfolio previewer section, and you'll just see them listed here under mutual funds. And then we can scroll down here, say off panel can be placed there. But what we need to do now is to add ETFs. Well, we'll add a couple of ETFs and let's say a couple of equities, just as an example. But if I scroll down here, we know that this particular client that we chose has an highly adventurous risk profile. So again, if we keep scrolling, it's actually assigned the particular funds that we chose, dependent on their risk rating, into the various kind of risk rated areas. So defensive, we've got one in cautious, one in balanced, and one in highly adventurous, and it's just divided the number of investments into 100 and actually come up with the actual average percentage depending on the volume of investments themselves. So 25% because it's 4, and if we scroll down a little bit further, you'll actually see where we're sitting. We're sitting actually in balanced. Now what we can do is actually change the weightings on these, but I'll show you how that works later, and that will change the risk profile or the risk rating for the whole portfolio in lifetime. So let's go back. By going back, we just need to go into fund search again. So let's scroll back into there. And let's choose a couple of stocks. We'll just do this very quickly. I'm just going to choose basic materials here. And just pick out, because they're individual stocks, majority of the risk ratings are 7, which will increase obviously our client's risk. We can do the search by icing, but let's say with this we're just going to speed up the process by doing that. So I'll just choose the first 2 there and submit. So here we go. So they should sit in the equity section. DFMs, we don't have those. ETFs, let's do that. You'll also notice up here there's a 96, which I'll come back to in a little while. So fund search again, and we're going to choose a couple of stocks. Oh, sorry, we've done the stocks, so we're going to choose ETFs. And I just tend to use this one just as an example. iShares, very common and well known. So again, let's just choose a few just randomly. That'll do. And submit. Okay, 99, if you notice that up here. So if we scroll all the way down now, you'll see in the portfolio creator, we've now got a number of stocks, 11% on average, and we are sitting now at 5.67, which if we look at the actual balance, is still in balance. So if we wanted to, we could just trade it as is, but we do need to actually change this, because this is at 99, because it's a common, a common value that's actually picking out. So 11% over the number of investments we've actually got sat there. So we need to actually make this 100%. So if we just increase that, just for an argument's sake, 12, and that goes to 100, and we've just increased that slightly. But we want to do, just for argument's sake, is just lessen this. So we're going to actually change that to 5, this to, let's say, 5. We'll change that to, let's say, 8. Now we've got a discrepancy here. It's gone down to 82. Balance, let's just change that by, let's down to 10, let's drop that by 1. So we've got a 19 missing off here. So we can add 19 onto here, so let's do that. Let's round that up to, let's say, 20, and we'll stick that as 21. So you'll see that it's actually gone to 7.12 now, which is in adventurous, not in highly adventurous, but again, you can play around with this and how you see fit, but say it's just a guidance. It's for you to actually, it's a tool for you to use if you want to use it. You can just choose it and just stand it across the board. It's just something that's available for you. Okay, so what we need to do now is obviously put in the amount that is available for investing, and you should know that from the client account. So if, let's say, we're just going to choose 100,000, and then it actually loads in the amount that's going to be available for investing, the total value. And as we're happy everything is actually as it should be, what we do, we just go on to buy selected. Buy selected would create or will create a dealing instruction. The dealing instruction will open up in DocuSign, and from the DocuSign you will actually sign off on that as an advisor, and it will be sent on from there to the company administration for certification. And that's pretty much about it. So once we've pressed the buy selected, it goes to, I acknowledge that my fund choice may not match the client's risk profile, wish to continue with placing the dealing instruction. This is just really just to say, look, the actual risk profile is just a tool, and that you want to actually continue with it. So we press continue on there. Okay. And then it's actually opened up. It says ID 297. We've got a sample client general, and then it's you go on to DocuSign status, refresh status, and then we go to DocuSign. So let's go to DocuSign. And there you'll see it. You've got, you can press continue. You'll see all the investments there. You've got the 50,000 actually available. We put in 100,000 into the client account. Excuse me, just sent in there by mistake. I say that's my mistake because I knew there was 50,000. And then all you're having to do, because we're looking to press on start and actually take us down to the first section that needs completing. But if we just look at, there's a client's reference, which is the client account number. We've got the client account name, and then we've got the advisor name and the advisor company name, and then you've got each individual investment actually sat here. Now the forced elements to the dealing instruction is because you may be choosing minimum of one, so you'll actually see these, which are, we've actually just got to fill in this, and it's just a mutual fund, and you'll see accumulation. Once that is, we've done those two, that's it, we're good to go, and we're just pressing signing. So we're just going to press sign next and finish. And once that refreshes, that's done. It's been sent now to the company certifier. He'll be looking at it, checking it over, and ready for their signature, and then it will go on to the trade desk. And that's pretty much about creating a portfolio, client portfolios, and also how to actually take it all the way through to placing a dealing instruction for your particular client. I hope this has been useful, and if there are any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us directly. Look forward to seeing you again on another video. Cheers now. Bye.